Rochelle, thank you. We continue to follow the latest breaking news from the Middle East. Images like this are pouring in after the U.S. and Israel carried out joint strikes across Iran, killing the nation's supreme leader and other high-ranking officials. This right here is video from just a few hours ago in northern Iraq, which hosts a U.S. military base. Since the initial attacks, Iran has been launching hundreds of missiles and drones targeting U.S. troops and cities in Israel and nearby countries aligned with Washington. Over in Pakistan, at least 9 people were killed and about 2 dozen were wounded in clashes with police after hundreds of protesters stormed the U.S. consulate in Karachi this morning. Witnesses told the Associated Press dozens of protesters gathered about a half a mile from the consulate, urging others to join them. The AP reports one of the protesters had tried to burn a window of the consulate before security forces arrived. Senior police in the region say the situation is now under control. Meanwhile, this massive explosion rocked Iran's capital in Tehran this morning as the Israeli military said it was targeting the heart of the city. Iran is facing a nearly total internet blackout for the second day in a row. And as Christian Benavidez reports for WJZ, President Trump is warning Iran against conducting more strikes in retaliation today.
The U.S. and Israel launched more strikes today on Iran after taking out the country's supreme leader, dictator Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and many of Iran's senior leaders. On Saturday, U.S. Central Command released video showing cruise missiles firing from an American warship and fighter jets taking off.
And this is all a precursor for follow-on strikes over the next, I would suggest, probably 2 weeks, where we go after the other targets that didn't need the surprise that the targeting of the Iranian leadership did.
Overnight, a cloud of smoke could be seen rising in Tehran, while this was the scene in Tel Aviv after a missile strike. On Sunday, tear gas was fired as protesters gathered outside the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad, and several protesters were killed outside a U.S. consulate in Pakistan. There were also celebrations around the world, including in Los Angeles, the largest diaspora of Iranians in the U.S.
Every single people in Iran knew that the only way that this regime is going to go away is that to attack them.
And across the U.S., anti-war protests. Hundreds marched near the White House and in New York City.
We organized today because ultimately we recognize that the American people are overwhelmingly against these foreign acts of aggression.
President Trump warned Iran against more retaliatory strikes, writing, "We will hit them with a force that has never been seen before." Christian Benavidez, CBS News.
Back here at home, Marylanders are reacting to the attacks and Israel's military strike on Iran. At least 2 demonstrations happened yesterday in Baltimore condemning the joint strikes on Iran. Protesters we spoke with say the U.S. government should be focused on investing in people's domestic needs.
We don't support our tax-paying money going into this war.
And our own people here are left in purpose food desert where education and literacy is low.
Coming up at 8:30, WJZ's Casey Baylor breaks down more reaction from protesters, as well as what state and local leaders are saying.